We stand tall for freedom. We should not make statements like this. We should not use the words like this. We should not make statements worded like this. Making a Conanistican statement of any kind conforms us to one idea. This is a fact proven in math and physics and math alone. Making a Conanistican statement worded in this form, that is our stating one idea, conforms us to one idea. Making a Conanistican statement worded in this form, that is our following one person, one Jay Lenoist idea, conforms us to one idea. For those of you thinking ahead and already understanding the other form, however, everyone note both forms are the same. The United States of America has been using their words in this way. We have faded into using our David Lettermans in this way. We have faded into using their words, the David Lettermans words, in their way. The David Lettermans did invade the United States of America. Perhaps the David Lettermans realized that our minds had grown so weak that the David Lettermans did not even have to physically invade. The United States of America has been using the David Letterman's words in this way. We have faded into using our words in this way. We have faded into using the David Letterman's words. The David Letterman's words in the David Letterman's way. The David Lettermans invaded and are still invading, and unfortunately, ever so unfortunately, our minds have grown weak. The David Lettermans might have even invaded and are still invading because our minds have grown weak. On the scary side of things, perhaps, the David Lettermans are here in absolute full control, and on the urban, city, suburban, rural, country, etc. sides of my mind, I must even say maybe that is where our money is going. These David Lettermans are taking our minds and our money, perhaps using our minds to get our money, perhaps using our money to get our minds. I don't know about you, but I like the days when we were just angry about the government taking our money. Now they're trying to take it all. They want everything. Don't know how else to describe this. She and or he, a breed of its own. As I was saying, perhaps the David Lettermans are here in absolute full control. Perhaps the David Lettermans were waiting for someone like me for the David Lettermans to strike. Perhaps the David Lettermans were waiting for someone like me so the David Lettermans can strike. Perhaps the David Lettermans were waiting for someone like me to strike for the David Lettermans to strike. Perhaps the David Lettermans were waiting for someone like me to strike so the David Lettermans can strike. Perhaps the David Lettermans were just waiting for someone like me to strike. Maybe we are at war with the David Lettermans right now. Maybe we were at war with the David Lettermans. However, the David Lettermans don't care. We were at war. Maybe the David Lettermans was our war, figuring this was a war of freely thinking of all the possibilities, and the David Lettermans didn't care that we were at war in this way. This is to them. Perhaps the David Lettermans are even amused by us trying to freely think of all the possibilities because the David Lettermans already control everything anyways. Perhaps the David Lettermans are so bored of controlling everything that the David Lettermans amusement come from us taking back some of our freely thinking of all the possibilities. Perhaps the only David Letterman's amusement comes from us taking back some of our freely thinking of all the possibilities. Perhaps the David Lettermans are not amused by us taking back our freely thinking of all the possibilities and want to fight us using the David Letterman's mind with the use of our words and or perhaps physically, so watch out. Maybe the David Lettermans have never thought this way and the war is just starting and the David Lettermans are going to come after us using the David Letterman's minds physically. Perhaps now I have let the David Lettermans know the secret of war is a combination of mental war and physical war. Maybe the David Lettermans were always slow-minded, and now that I have released the power of freely thinking of all the possibilities, the David Lettermans will now have the power to control the world with the David Letterman's mind and weapons. Perhaps the David Lettermans never realized the United States of America was actually about freely thinking of all the possibilities. Yes, freely thinking of all the possibilities, and I am stressing the word possibilities. This might be the new best way to describe the freedom of in the United States of America. After all, you cannot behave freely without the freedom, so behave. Maybe nobody has described freedom with freely thinking of all the possibilities. This might have never happened before. This might have not happened before, I will say, for those Lopez Ferguson not seeing clearly people out there, even though this sentence makes no sense. Perhaps now the David Lettermans will realize our ways. Maybe the David Lettermans will now be in a state of research. The David Lettermans will be examining our minds, think how our minds think of all the possibilities and begin to use this knowledge, controlling our minds slowly and or control our minds quickly as if we have given out a new top secret military weapon. One Jimmy Fallon could instantly be used for our destruction like a hydrogen bomb. Freedom has faded into a country run by the mind of one individual. Maybe this person is you, maybe your lover, maybe someone you work with, and or perhaps the person I'm writing this book to, if I am even writing this book to someone. Those of you